Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press morning podcast for March 12, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. The conflict has led to a surge in oil prices, with the benchmark U.S. crude oil price reaching over $120 per barrel. In an effort to mitigate the economic fallout, President Trump has ordered the release of 172 million barrels of oil from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve, as part of a broader international response that includes the release of 400 million barrels of oil from emergency reserves. Meanwhile, Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, has been appointed following the passing of his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The appointment has sparked concerns about the stability and future direction of Iran, with international leaders weighing in on the situation. We're also seeing reports of significant damage and casualties resulting from Israeli airstrikes on Beirut, targeting what Israel claims are Iranian-backed militant groups. And experts have revealed that Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, has built an extensive network of spies within Iran over the past 2 decades. As the global community watches with bated breath, one thing is certain: the conflict between the U.S. and Iran has far-reaching implications for the economy, energy security, and regional stability. We'll continue to provide updates and analysis as more information becomes available. I'm Walter, and this is the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and Nanshul and know what's right now. Firstly, Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania has opened up about his personal struggles with depression, highlighting the importance of mental health support and reducing stigma around mental illness. He's also been vocal on voting rights and election security, emphasizing the need for nuanced discussions and bipartisan cooperation. In international news, a French aid worker was killed in a drone strike on a building used by relief staff in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The incident has sparked widespread condemnation, with calls for respect for humanitarian law and a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Additionally, we're monitoring a developing story involving a diplomatic row between the U.S. and several European countries over a recent drone attack. The situation is complex, and we'll provide updates as more information becomes available. We'll be diving deeper into these stories throughout the day, with analysis and updates from our team of experts. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, poverty rates are on the rise globally, with significant implications for economic stability and growth. The latest data shows a surge in poverty rates, affecting vulnerable populations worldwide. This trend serves as a stark reminder of the need for continued efforts to support those in need and promote economic inclusivity. In other news, global financial markets are experiencing volatility due to the escalating conflict between Iran and Western nations. Oil prices have plummeted, sending shockwaves throughout the economy. The US dollar has been impacted, trading mildly lower against other major currencies. Meanwhile, precious metals like gold and silver are in high demand as investors seek safe haven assets amidst the uncertainty. Lastly, for homeowners and potential buyers, a recent analysis forecasts a gradual normalization of mortgage rates over the next 5 years. However, uncertainties such as inflation and fiscal pressure could impact the market. The forecast suggests that 30-year fixed mortgage rates may hover around 6-7%, with possible dips or climbs depending on economic conditions. These articles highlight the complex and interconnected nature of global finance. As we navigate these ever-changing landscapes, it's essential to stay informed and adapt to shifting market dynamics. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we have a debate brewing between SpaceX and Amazon over space commerce regulation. The two tech giants are locked in a dispute over the future of space development, with significant implications for the industry's growth and sustainability. We'll be keeping a close eye on this story as it unfolds. Next, an international team of physicists is embarking on an ambitious project called TAMBO to detect and study high-energy cosmic neutrinos. Located in the Colca Valley in Peru, The Tambo experiment aims to unravel the mysteries of these enigmatic particles and gain insight into fundamental aspects of particle physics. Lastly, a groundbreaking discovery has shed new light on the source of power behind some of the universe's most spectacular supernovae explosions. Researchers have identified a rare and extremely magnetic object, known as a magnetar, as the culprit, confirming a theory first proposed by University of California, Berkeley theoretical astrophysicist Dan Kaysen. This finding has significant implications for our understanding of these cosmic events and the role of general relativity in describing their behavior. These stories represent just a few examples of the incredible advancements being made in science and technology today. From space commerce to cosmic neutrinos and supernovae, the universe is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Join us tomorrow for more in-depth analysis and discussion on these topics. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Let's break it down. In college basketball, conference tournaments are heating up, with automatic bids for the NCAA tournaments being clinched left and right. Teams like Akron, Illinois, and UC Santa Barbara are making waves in the men's division, while powerhouses like UConn and potential underdogs are locking in their auto bids on the women's side. In other news, the New York Jets have made significant moves in free agency, bolstering their roster with key signings and trades. They've acquired safety Minkah Fitzpatrick, traded for quarterback Geno Smith, and strengthened their pass rush with the signings of Joseph Osai and Kingsley Enagbare. And finally, in coaching news, Bobby Hurley's next move is being closely watched by college basketball fans nationwide. After parting ways with Arizona State, Hurley remains an attractive candidate for programs seeking a spark, with possibilities including South Florida, Utah State, and even a potential reunion with his brother Dan at UConn. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. First, we visited the town of Greenfield, where community members have come together to support one another, demonstrating the power of intergenerational connections and the importance of tradition. This heartwarming tale reminds us that even in challenging times, there's always hope and something to be grateful for. Next, we traveled to rural Colorado, where a group of seniors has formed an unlikely bond with a younger generation, sharing their life experiences and wisdom. This story highlights the beauty of everyday life, the dignity of ordinary work, and the value of taking the time to listen to one another. Finally, we examined a significant legal battle unfolding in Washington, D.C., where food stamp recipients are challenging restrictions on purchasing certain products with their benefits. This lawsuit raises important questions about balancing nutrition and health goals, with the need to ensure access to food that meets unique dietary needs and preferences. These stories showcase the complexity and diversity of American life, from the power of community and tradition to the challenges of addressing nutrition and health within social welfare programs. As we navigate these issues, it's essential to engage in informed discussions that balance competing interests and priorities, ultimately striving for solutions that promote the well-being and dignity of all Americans. Now, for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I've got a quick rundown of our top stories for you. First, we're talking about a somber reminder of the importance of compassion and community support, after a recent news story highlighted the need for safety and well-being. Then, we're flying high with Harrison Ford, who's still soaring in our hearts after opening up about his remarkable life and iconic roles in Hollywood. And finally, get ready to groove with the latest music scoop. Earl Sweatshirt, Mike, and Surf Gang are teaming up for a collaborative album, Pompeii Utility, dropping on April 3rd, and we couldn't be more excited. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. In our latest series of articles, we've been exploring some fascinating stories at the intersection of innovation, environment, and community. Firstly, we looked at how a group of scientists has found a way to repurpose spent PFAS, toxic chemicals that have been polluting our environment for decades, into non-toxic waste while recovering high-purity lithium. This breakthrough could have significant implications for both the environment and the lithium industry. Next, we traveled to Namibia, where a multi-billion-dollar project aims to harness the country's abundant wind and solar resources to produce hydrogen on a massive scale. While this ambitious endeavor has sparked intense debate among locals, activists, and experts, it could potentially revolutionize the country's economy and create thousands of jobs. Lastly, in a more uplifting story, we discovered how king penguins are adapting to the challenges of climate change by adjusting their breeding habits. However, this was not one of our featured articles today. These stories highlight the complexities and trade-offs involved in pursuing economic growth while protecting our planet. As we continue to explore these topics, it's essential to acknowledge both the potential benefits and the concerns. We'll be keeping a close eye on these developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.